Hello, and welcome to the encouragement for today, Tuesday, April 21st, 2020. Today we're looking at Psalm 11, and I'm going to read the first three verses and then comment and go to the last verses. The first three verses are the setting of the psalm. Listen to what it says. In the Lord I take refuge. How can you say to my soul, flee like a bird to your mountain? For behold, the wicked bend the bow. They have fitted their arrow to the string to shoot in the dark at the upright in heart. If the foundations are destroyed, what can the righteous do? A lot of the foundations of our life have been or are being destroyed. Everything from health to financial security, whether that's the stock market, commodities, financial institutions, jobs, employment. Psychologists tell us that when disaster happens, people have three responses, and you've heard them before: fight, flight, or freeze. And as I'm looking at this question, if the foundations are destroyed, what can the righteous do? I think of those three responses. It's clear, especially as I've looked at social media and news clippings over the last week or so, that one response is to fight back. I'm not going to do what they tell us to do. I see a fighting spirit rising up in a lot of people. That's one response that people have to disaster. The other one we see just as clearly, flight. I'm going to go and this thing's going to get me and I'm going to hide myself away and I'm not going to touch anything. There's a fear response, or a flight, run away. And then there's a freeze response, which just people are paralyzed. This is where I don't even know if it's 4 or 5 weeks into isolation and into this pandemic. We see those responses and they seem to be intensifying in each one of those as I look around and I see people. But there's a fourth response, and it seems too easy because it also starts with an F. It's faith. But it's right here in the passage. If the foundations are destroyed, what can the righteous do? The answer, verse 4. The Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord's throne is in heaven. His eyes see. His eyelids test the children of man. Now just think about that. The Lord is in his holy temple. I can fight back at whatever, if that's my response. I can run away, I can freeze, or I can respond in faith and say, you know what? God is in his holy temple. He's in control. He sees what's happening. I was actually looking at an article online before coming out here to do this, and the psychologist will tell you there are things you can do to combat. One of those things is to meditate, is to pray. It may not be those words, but to deal with that fear response is to meditate on Scripture. Know that the Lord is in his temple, and guess what? He tests us, and he tests our response. How will I respond? Will I fight back? Am I going to run away? Am I going to freeze? Or am I going to have faith and trust that he's in his temple? It continues, verse 5. The Lord tests the righteous, but his soul hates the wicked and the one who loves violence. Let him rain coals on the wicked. Fire and sulfur and a scorching wind shall be their portion and their cup. For the Lord is righteous. He loves righteous deeds. The upright shall behold his faith. I'm going to suggest to you that the first three responses, they're natural responses. They come from our natural person. But they're not righteous responses. I'm going to suggest to you that if you are responding and you're increasing in your anxiety, I'm going to make a bold suggestion to you that you turn off media, whether it's the news, whether it's social media, and that you meditate on the Word, that you spend time in prayer, that you journal. things are not going to get I'm not a prophet, but it seems like we're in this for the long haul. And as people are responding out of fear, and they're running, they're fighting, they're freezing, I want to suggest to you that look, that God is in his temple. He's looking down. He's in control of everything. And to press yourself into that today. If the foundations are destroyed, what can the righteous do? The righteous can trust God. And that's about all we can do. Meditate on these words today. The Lord bless you.